What's going on, everybody? It's 10:31 on Tuesday night. You'll be seeing the video that I made about half hour, 45 minutes ago, the one post before this one. But in this one, we're going to be talking strictly about... I've been seeing a lot of things on TikTok lately of these people posting like slideshows of like asking why single men are uninterested in dating anymore. And I'll kind of give you all the reasons why I think that is, but most importantly, why I think my reasoning is for it, right? I think like the simple reasons are is when you look at social media and the way that's portrayed a lot now, is you see these relationships of being like cuckoldery, or you see like the simping shit, or you see where it's like men are trying to do everything and women are being like, I want you all to pay for this stuff, I want you all to get my nails done, whatever. Then you're seeing the ones that are like that are really good relationships, and they're like, oh my god, I wish I could have like that, and then they're comparing every fucking person to that relationship they see online, and then that's kind of being their downfall, right? Because you're never going to find exactly what you want, right? You're going to kind of like find something that you like a lot, but it's going to have some differences, and then you can kind of learn to like those differences, right? But a lot of men are just like, they'll see that kind of relationship and they're like, I want that, but then they'll kind of like compare everything to that, or they'll see something that's the complete opposite of what they want and they think all girls are like that, so then they don't even try anymore, and that's also really bad. What's going on, everybody? It's 10:36 on Tuesday. We're sitting here at work again right now. The video I made before this didn't get posted before this one, of course, but in this video we're gonna be talking about I see a lot of slideshows on TikTok lately of girls asking why a lot of single men don't want to date anymore, and I can go ahead and tell you all my reason just flat out is I am absolutely like terrified of dating somebody again. There's just a lot to go with it, you know. It's a lot of stress, it's a lot of work, and it's not easy to be in a relationship, you know. It's hard, you know. It's also scary because you have a lot of things that happened in the past possibly, or you get anxious about what could happen in the future, and it's stressful, dude. It truly is stressful. Now a lot of men now look at like relationships online, and they either be like, I want that relationship, they go out there and try to find that girl, and they try to like compare everybody to the girl they see online, or they go and they see relationships online that seem like not anything close to what they want, and they hate them, and then they think every relationship's like that, or they see like bad relationships that are like a cuckoldery relationship or something, or it's like an open relationship, or they see something where it's like my man's paying for everything and I only pay for whatever I want to do, right? And they see everything like that, and then they think all relationships are like that. So it's hard for a lot of people to get out of that mindset. But just know, guys out there, not every relationship is going to be that way. Not every girl's like that, and to all my girls out there, vice versa, right? But my thing is that I've dated a few girls in my time, so I'm just gonna go back to when I was in 8th grade. When I was in 8th grade, I was dating a girl, and we were dating for over a month. Loved her a lot. It was a great time. And we clicked really, really well. We were like two peas in a pod. She ended up hitting me a note saying she was moving back to her mom's over 2-3 hours away, and then ended up going with one of my best friends at the time. And then after that, I was talking to a girl. We were talking for about 2 months, went on a date to the movies. I went home, started talking to my boy about it, went on Snapchat, got sent a video for getting back shots. Then I started talking to a girl who I got put on by the same dude who the first girl left me for. And we were talking for a while, and then come to find out down the line that she was talking to him for a while before we broke up, and then we broke up, and then I was talking to another girl who was like really, really sweet, and she's actually nice now. Like, I'll admit, she's actually a good person now, I'll say. But at the time, I think she got psyoped for sure. I had a friend at the time who we were like really, really close. We were getting really like right there. It was almost like two peas in a pod, damn near. And then I found out they were flirting in Spanish class together, asked them about it. They both denied it. Then we were coming to like a school dance, and we were supposed to go to do something that night. She ended up flaking and then broke up with me to go with him on that dance that night. Not to mention, he fucking cheated on her multiple times, and she still stayed with him. So, ended up beating a girl after that for about 34 months, and it was right after I got out of high school. It was just kind of abrupt out of nowhere. It turned into a whole, I'm breaking up with you, whatever, what have you. Not going to tell you the reason why. I'm going to go fuck around with a bunch of dudes, and whatever. So after that, I decided, I was like, well, fuck. Like, I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do right now. So I ended up trying to find another girl right after. Funny enough, she had the same name, just pronounced differently as that girl. And she was really sweet. She's actually the one who probably has done the most for me as a person overall, like getting me to like a good person, being like more open and like okay with a lot of things and being more comfortable in my skin and whatnot. Uh, and we were good and bad for some parts. We definitely had a lot of issues, but we actually did like each other. And then randomly one day it was, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed. I was like, I'll give you time. And then I find her on Tinder from my friend who showed me right next to me while we were smoking, of course. And then after that, didn't talk to me for a long time. And then I finally did, but she was rushing it really fast. I didn't feel comfortable with it, broke it off. And then something happened within the friend group over that. Not going to go too into detail over that. But point is that, like, it's fucking, it's a lot to deal with to look at all the past things that have happened for me and be like, is this worth it anymore? You know, is this really worth going through all that again? And most of the time when I think about it, I say no. You know, I say no, but then I really get thinking and I'm like, it's probably worth it. Like, there's no way that it's going to be like that forever. There's probably going to be somebody out there. And I always have to tell myself that, right? Like, I'm even talking to a girl right now, and she's probably the nicest girl I've ever talked to, honest to God, right? But I'm still absolutely terrified of talking to her and or dating her because I have to put myself in that situation and I have to put myself in that zone again to get ready to settle down and love somebody again. And it's hard, dude, to try and have somebody be happy and make yourself happy, to put up with their struggles and your struggles and, you know, all that stuff, putting it together like that is always hard, bro. It's difficult. And it's just whenever I sit there and I think about it, especially now, I'm like talking to her and I'm like, I really do like this girl, but I'm just horrified of talking to her. And I don't know if it's just because of my brain, of everything that's happened in the past over that, or what. My therapist tried telling me that I'm comparing them, but I'm not comparing like what's happening in this one or that one. I'm not comparing who they are either. I'm just literally terrified of being with whoever. I've been trying with, like, I tried with that girl back at the end of the year and it didn't work, right? And now I'm trying then I tried in February to talk to another girl from college and I got terrified, couldn't even do it, right? And now I'm talking to this girl now that I'm actually like really cool with, but I'm still like terrified and like anxious to talk to her. Like, I'll get hanging out with I just hung out with her family recently. Amazing family. They treated me like family and I loved it. They were awesome. And I wasn't anxious to be around them. But when I got home and I got thinking to myself, like, man, what I'm probably gonna end up dating her at some point. Like, I got anxious thinking about that, and I was like, holy fuck, am I gonna be okay to do so? You know, like, I haven't dated anybody in a while. And last time I did, it didn't end off so great. And so every time I think about it now, I just get wildly terrified and just scared. I'm going to try my hardest to kind of like figure out why that is. But I think it's really just be like, there's too many like variables that can happen in a relationship that can make something more traumatic than what happened previous. And that's when I'm like, I've already had a lot of things happen. And like, is it easier to talk to somebody and be trying to loving on somebody and whatever? Or is it easier just being by yourself? Like, I asked my question this the other day. I was thinking about it. I was like, do I want to be the superstar or do I want to be a role player? Everybody says they want to be a superstar. I think myself, I can be a superstar, honest to God. But I wouldn't mind just being a role player too. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't want to be the role player. Nobody wants to go like work in a factory and pack boxes or stand in the fucking behind a counter doing like cash register at rural farms. Like, no one wants to do those small things. But those are role players, right? No one's gonna be. Not everybody's gonna be a rapper, streamer, YouTuber, content creator, fucking politician, whatever. Not everyone's gonna be that way, and that's fine, dude. It's not a big deal. And like, that's how I have to think of with women in a sense. I have to be like, damn, like, am I going to keep trying and trying and trying and find a superstar, or am I just gonna be the role player and say, fuck it, I know what I'm good at, I'm just gonna stay alone and just rock and roll? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know what to do anymore. And I always ask myself that now, and I'm like, I'm curious as to like what I'm gonna end up having to do with this girl and like myself when it comes to dating overall, because right now I'm just lost. But thank the God that this girl and myself are both emotionally intelligent and do know how to communicate with one another. So if anything does have to occur, it shouldn't be hard coming out with that, right? I know that I would probably disappoint if I were to say I don't want to do anything as far as that anymore, and I know that would suck, and I would probably look at it as a piece of shit, and that's fine, right? But you gotta always like, do something. You always gotta do it for yourself, man. Like, if you feel a way and you can't shake it, you have to be honest, right? Right now, I'm chilling. Like, I'm fine right this minute, right? I'm a little bit anxious about it, but I'm chilling overall. But if I do end up feeling some type of way, not only will you guys know, but that person will also know as well, because it's only fair. And I want everyone else to realize and recognize that too, and be like, you know what, that's what I need to do as well. So I don't just like lead a person on. Don't ever do that. Don't ever lead somebody on, guys. Just be honest with how you feel. Um, so yeah, that's my perspective on it. A lot of men just don't want to do it no more because it doesn't really seem worth it. It seems like it's hard, stressful, anxious. So that's my perspective, guys. Peace.